like when I did his little time with Tom just to give him his little hangout, and it was like the Detroit Tiger colors. So, all right, we should be live.
Yeah, just pull it up online.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it out too here, because it'll probably be a delay with people coming in. I'm sure as usual. Like we see instant, and then they share it out. Sweet. Sports talk with Tega. Scos. Boom. We live. Alright. Let the delay. It's going to take a minute for people to pop in here. So, as always. But yeah, man. So did you just get that? Or did you just get those couple? I mean, don't talk too much yet until we started, but I'm just small talking.
Yeah. So for some reason, Tops won't take my card, so I can't buy off the site. So I've literally had a couple buddies like just buy them for me. I got these from.
Balls, what up?
I got this off a guy on Twitter here for like
Nice.
$25, like
Wow.
right away. Yeah, and they hit up to 200.
Balls, how does Scov sound, brother?
My Matt, are you talking about the 101 Kelnick that was posted? The platinum rainbow or whatever it was? 'Cause I saw somebody tag me in that, and I'm like, it looks cool, but I mean, it's probably gonna go way too high for non-auto for me.
What's that? Yeah.
I was like, Kelnick. I just got a purple in today or yesterday, 9, BGS 9 purple.
How does he sound, guys? Does he sound good? All right.
Yeah, we went. I looked and got it, Matt. I looked on it. I'm watching it. I didn't bid on it yet, though.
All right. Let's get it rolling here. All right, guys. So tonight I think we're gonna start naming this Thursday night edition. It's just gonna be Sports Talk with Scovs. So you're gonna have him every Thursday unless he can't make it. We might filter in someone here or there. When he's busy or he's got whatever going on. We're just gonna kind of take this like we had talked about a while ago. Last week was just kind of to do more of a prospecting thing because we had talked about doing that as well. But I got joined here with my man Scov's Big Hits. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Had a good week. Bowman release week, so got me a box of that. So can't be too mad.
Yeah, yeah. So I think you were showing me here before we went live. You were showing me you had a couple things that had shown up or got in. And you want to show everybody what you got your hands on?
Yeah. So I just mentioned before I got the 9 Kelnick purple Bowman first, a BGS. So I got that, and then these showed up yesterday. There.
So you got some of the trouts, big ball. It's the what? Big baller trouts, Ben Ballers, Ben Baller
yeah.
trouts. Yep.
Yeah. That one popped up. Like I said, you guys were in here before, but it popped up on Twitter, and I got them for like $25 a piece, just because I thought they looked cool, and that's what I did because I bought 3 of the Clemente ones. I think like the 3rd edition ones. Old Manilon, I think his name is.
Yeah.
3 of those just because I think they look cool, and now I bought them for like 35, and they're going for 110 now. Dude, it's just crazy.
So which ones were the ones that were going for like $2,000? So we're gonna talk a little bit on this Topps 2020 project first because it's been such a big thing going on in the land of the hobby. What's the one that's like 1,000, 2,000? There's like, I mean, you're seeing some of these just going insanely crazy, which I say kudos to anybody who's been able to capitalize on any realm of this and make some money. But which one was it that there was like a couple that were going for like 1,000 or $2,000 or something?
Yeah,
Wasn't there even a trout that was doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Ermsey Trouts.
Yes.
That went off for. I think they're not even the most expensive one. the Ermsey trout, it just doesn't like I'm not saying that it's not worth that money, but I personally I think this one looks way cooler than the Ermsey trout just because Ermsey's art is very like abstract.
Yeah.
If you've seen the art that he does,
Right.
and I really like this one just because I actually kind of knew a little bit about Ben Baller prior, and he's a big time tattoo artist and like designer of jewelry.
Yeah.
This is actually based off of one of his old things that he made. You can kind of see he has the Michael Jackson gloves on. You look there, see the little sparkle on the gloves.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of based off one of his tattoos. And Ben, like anything Ben Baller is pretty big just because he's got like 1.25 million followers on Instagram.
Right.
So like that, all these people are probably flooding the hobby right now trying to get after it. But the Ichiro also number one. The first card of the thing is like 4 Gs right now.
It's insane. I mean, it's absolutely and how much are these? If you were to, dude, honestly, I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. As much as I'm into the hobby, like this whole Topps Project 2020 thing just really never caught my eye. I never really looked into much besides what I'm seeing now of a lot of people cashing in and buying houses with these cards, basically. Which again, kudos to them. I don't have any. I'm not bashing. I'm not nothing. I mean, it's shout out to you if you're able to capitalize. If people are willing to pay that price and buy. My camera's going goofy. I'm like blurry for some reason. But anyway, all right, there I am. But yeah, so I mean, what's your take? I mean, what's the price on the? I mean, what do you if you buy direct from Topps? How much does it cost you typically on
So
any of these cards?
I think you can buy up. So every day they drop 2 cards. So there's 2 cards dropped every single day on the Topps website.
Yep.
So today I believe it was Tony Gwynn and Derek Jeter, which the Tony Gwynn is a beautiful card. That one I might just buy, even though I think the print run might hit 150 because it just looks that cool.
Right.
So it just kind of goes with it. So the print run is based off of how many people buy it from the site in 2 days. So they're only on there for 2 days, 48 hours. I know there was, I think the Griffey went for over 100,000 print run.
Sure.
I just bought a few of the Ted Williams ones just because, like I said, I don't do it for just straight flipping prop, like doing it that way. Like,
yeah.
I like having a multiple, so like maybe if I do move 2, I can keep 1 and I'll make like
makes sense
25% or 25 times what I paid, which is so crazy.
Right. ROI, baby, return on investment.
Yeah, so I mean, you're getting your return right away. The only thing that concerns me is just like these print runs are getting absurd. Like they're gonna get way too high because people are making this much money.
Yes.
So much money that like these print runs keep getting bigger and bigger, which is why like these are gonna keep going up because it was like that was the biggest one by far, and it was 30,000 at the time. So every single one of these that keeps going higher, the earlier print runs are going to be worth more and more because there's only like 1,800 or there's a couple of them that are in those low thousands that can get up there in price.
And you hit it right on the head because what's going to happen, people are seeing how people can capitalize and what kind of money is being involved. So now they're going to think every card, oh, the new one's coming, the new one's dropping. I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna capitalize on this. I'm gonna make money. If someone else can make money like this, I'm gonna make money. It's gonna be that easy. And I think you're exactly right. These print runs are going to eventually get out of hand. So I think you're hitting it right on the head when you say that. So who is the next ones to drop? Like the Gwynn and Jeter was. Do you know who's next? Do they even release? So that's another thing. Do they release who it is, or it's released when it drops?
Yeah, no, you don't know until it's on the site. Like they put it out like a couple hours before, so that's one thing that I do kind of like. So you don't get a head start. So if you're not there during that 2 days, you're out of luck. You know.
Right.
The only thing I don't like is that these days for them to get it to you now, it went from 10 days to like 30 days now. So Topps isn't getting them out for 30 days, but you can't. Like, I can't even fathom how smart the marketing and how smart the strategy people for Topps are, because this is absolutely blows my mind. Because yes, they'll take a hit right away because they're obviously getting them out there, but it's like self-marketing itself. if you think about it.
Right.
Because you see this guy sells it for $1,000, I'm gonna go to that site and look at what their next one is, you know. So these guys they killed the eBay market, so now the eBay market's just skyrocketing them. But when it gets to these 200 and 300,000, which I don't see very far off, that's $20 a piece for those. So that's I don't have a calculator, but it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
And the eBay prices for those I don't see hitting these big marks. Obviously, the early print runs are going to get up there now because, like I said, I think there was a few of them that were like 1,800, 1,100.
Yeah.
And you're already seeing the first one go for 4,000. So,
yeah, that's crazy. So again, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy for people who haven't really been too involved or really looking too far into this Topps 2020 project. It's really the amount of run or the amount of cards printed is based upon the number ordered within that 48 hours. So that's where you're getting your print run or how many there's going to be of these cards. I mean, again, I think we all kind of see where this is going. Like we said, as people start seeing people capitalize, more people are going to want to get their hands in. The print runs are going to get higher and higher. As the print runs get higher and higher, obviously the value is just going to start to dwindle. But again, for those that have those earlier edition ones, I mean, kudos to you. I think it's smart. I think it's a great thing to stay hooked in on. What's up, Mikey Sevens? One thing, too, I want to shout out is Tom T, because he did the 21 during my 24-hour stream. He gave away those Griffies and those Trouts, and I had Chad saying Chad T won one of them, and he's like, that Griffey that he won is like crazy money right now. So again, shout out to Tom T for doing that during the 24-hour stream, giving those away. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty insane. Do you have any other thoughts or anything on the Topps 2020? Anything else you want to get in, or you want to move on?
Yeah, I kind of think that you're going to start seeing them kind of do something different here soon, you know, because they're seeing how crazy this is actually going.
Right.
So I might think that they might incorporate them into more and more like sets, maybe. Because like obviously there's only what's the set that has the artist proof in the set? Where it's like the sketch cards.
I don't. Oh, they mean the set, the actual, the regular sets that have the sketch cards. That's collection museum collection.
Museum. Okay.
Museum collection
has those, and the Topps Living set I think is also one that has a lot of sketch art.
And they do that. It's just like the Star Wars product too, like the Masterworks and stuff. Like those have the sketch cards too as well. Yep.
Yeah, so I could definitely see them doing that in more stuff. Obviously, they're starting to see that this market is blowing up because, like, what I kind of think is all your sneakerheads, all your like sports gamblers, they're all throwing their money in this stuff because this is damn near gambling on the stocks at the scale.
Yeah.
And what do you bet on right now? Obviously, but it's we're seeing a lot of these people plus the think about the unemployment. You're making what $700 to $900 a month or a week,
right?
Right. On this stuff. So it's like, hell, I can throw $100, you know?
Absolutely.
I 5 of these, and I did last point here before we go to the next one. Is I saw so like I said, I follow Ben Baller. I followed him kind of before this as well. He posted on Twitter. He said that his buddies collected his first 2 cards, so each one of them bought 10 of his first 2 cards.
Yep.
So just like 5 of his buddies, ended up buying those, and each one of them cashed out for 25 to 30 grand a piece on just those 20 cards.
Holy buckets!
Yeah, and I mean they were gonna buy those regardless because they're his friends, right? So they have 20 of his cards of his first 2, and they already cashed out 30 grand. So that's what I mean. It's like it's on another level right now. I just feel bad for the people that think this is what the hobby is like if they just jumped in.
Oh
now.
Yeah. It's the
That's what I'm
wrong.
worried
It's
about.
the wrong. Yeah, it's a wrong image for someone who just jumps in and goes, "Whoa, look at this! Look at I can buy these Topps 2020 cards. I'm gonna make thousands of dollars if I get my hands on them." Yeah, I can see exactly where that's going. Again, I mean, I don't have any issues with anybody making money, man. I mean, anybody's able to do anything they want to do. I don't have any bad will to them or anything, man. Kudos to you if you're cashing in, if you're capitalizing. But that is a great point. Let's talk over. So the MLB has been cutting thousands of minor league players, right? Thousands were cut today, and thousands more are going to be cut so that they can, they're cutting costs because they have to. I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole,
I'm curious what they're going to do because, as you can see, like the NBA is obviously doing great things with that developmental league that they have. They have that new thing that they can sign the high-end prospect to like a amateur contract,
right,
so they don't have to go to college and they can still get paid pretty good.
Yep.
MLB is not doing anything in steps like that, and obviously it's a lot harder because there's obviously how many different players. There's so many different players from all over the world playing baseball at this level.
Right.
So I understand that part of it, but you have to figure out a way to keep them playing and not just go off, because so this is what I mean. I'm loving watching Korean baseball. I love it.
Yeah, KOB baby.
It's it's just really good baseball. And what's gonna happen if, like I said before the NBA did this, they had like those top two guys go overseas because they didn't want to deal with the NCAA.
Right.
So you're gonna have all these people who don't want to deal with the MLB. So they're just going to say, hey, let's screw it. Let's go over to Korea and go play over there and just blow it up because they get paid pretty well. They're huge celebrities over there.
Right.
In Korea. So imagine you bring over Verlander over there, or you bring over Bellinger over there, or obviously these aren't going to be the guys that are going to go over there. But like these high-end prospects in the minors that might have to be let go. Like I saw the A's like dropped almost everybody.
Right.
I saw that dropped everybody. I mean, obviously they're a small market, but you got to figure out what's going on because NBA is killing it right now. They're just killing it.
Right.
It's because they're putting the players first. Like you have to. Obviously, the owners have a lot more money. I think that the owners in NBA are worth more generally than the MLB ones, just because they're obviously bringing a lot of revenue with marketing and stuff. But I just don't like where the MLB is taking this and all the cuts and stuff.
Right. There's a comment from Balls I'm seeing too, where he says biggest difference between sports too is NBA and NHL were already bringing in season revenue, which is true. Which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess let's touch on a little bit too. You know what's kind of funny is you see all these sports talking about, well, some were in season, but MLB wasn't actually in season. Spring training was, I guess, in the works of trying to start. But it almost seems like the NFL doesn't even know what COVID is, right? Does it seem like that to anybody else? Does it seem like they don't well, I mean, and hopefully the season just starts like when it starts. Besides the NFL draft and not having thousands of people and them doing it all together, the people that are drafted and having the fans and the audience. And besides all that, you don't see anything of any talks, and I think that's probably something being delivered here. So I'm going to have to run for a second. Now, it's the front door. But keep touch on that, Scos, with the chat and see what they have to say about like the NFL and just in general with them. I guess probably not really recognizing much besides, like I said, that draft.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, the NFL, I just don't understand what they're doing. I think that they're just going with it because they have so much time yet. That's my biggest guess, is they just think that they have enough time to figure something out, maybe throw something together last minute. I don't know how they're going to make it happen if they have no fans, because I was watching Mark Ananasio, who's the Brewers owner, and they said that they're going to be losing like X amount of dollars, which is 80 or 70 something % of their revenue because there's no tickets sold and stuff. The players are being greedy with their whining. Yeah, I see. I think that is true, but I also think that the owners are the ones with all the money, And I agree, Matt does the same thing. I believe you said the same thing I was thinking here. The owners are the ones that I thought would make a little bit more efforts, because I think this is the second round of cuts in the salaries of the MLB players. So the MLB players already took one cut, and now it's a second one. So obviously, these guys are professionals and probably are accustomed to certain things. So if you're gonna cut it down, I think it was twice. I think they were twice. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can say that for any athlete. Truth seekers, you could say that for any athlete. I mean, obviously, everybody would agree that soldiers should get paid more. But
Oh yeah, everybody. I mean,
yeah, everyone would say
if
that.
anybody doesn't agree
There's
with
nothing,
that, they're crazy.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can really do about it with the market that's being set. I mean, as much as I obviously everybody agrees. Like I said, my dad's a vet, so it's like I know about it and everything. But really, this is just like we can't really use that as a comparison because if anything, I would say hockey players probably should get paid more than some of these guys because you see how messed up these guys get from all these hits. Like you're telling me a basketball guy that should be getting paid like I see them making like 40, they're pushing 40 million a year. Some of these basketball guys. So
Yeah.
I mean I agree with your statement, but I don't know. There's really nothing you can really say or do about it with the market that's been set already.
So here's something too, and here's something interesting that I want to bring up is, like so the NBA and the NHL, right? So they're trying to figure out ways to finish out the season. If it happens, it's probably going to go right to in play playoffs, right? It's not going to be anymore, So then, like the NHL proposed like a 24 team deal right into the playoffs, and then you got players whining. I guess I don't understand. I mean, I can understand if your team is not there and maybe you're on the verge or you were close or something. But have they actually set out even how they're going to do it? Because I know in the NBA they said they were going to do like a randomized team. Like the top so many teams would have spots and they'd either do a randomize or they would basically be picking who they play in the playoffs. So like your Bucks being one of the top teams would kind of be picking who they play to start the playoffs. But the players, I mean, I don't understand why the players are like whining about getting things going. I mean, let's get back to playing sports, whatever it is. I know some teams want that chance to get a shot if they're not going to be in the realm of playoffs and maybe they were close. But I mean, we have to deal with what we deal with, right? I mean, all this happened. Nobody wanted any of this to happen, but it's here. And now let's just try to get back and let's try to actually get sports going. So, I mean, what's your takes on, like the whole NBA, the different things they've been proposing as far as, going to straight playoffs and how they would figure out who plays who. And I guess, like the NHL as well, same thing. So
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think obviously I think I mentioned it last week about the Michael Jordan thing with Warner Brothers, and I think that's awesome that Disney is doing this for the NBA, and I think it's really good for everything. But I kind of do like that pick'em options.
right.
I think that's interesting, and I kind of like it. I think that maybe it should always be like that, just because it kind of rewards the team. Because like if like the Bucks say suck against the Heat, and the Heat are an 8 seed, and you have to go against them, and they just have your number, I would just take the 7th seed,
Right.
So I kind of do like that. I would say you might have to expand it, but then what they could say is, oh, we should just expand it in the regular season means nothing, really, So I kind of understand both sides of that one. NHL's different. I love watching NHL. I think it's great. I just think that all of these guys want to get back out there, and they're probably all still training. I can't imagine them just sitting around. They're all probably game ready or close to it if you give them like a couple weeks to prepare. But I've seen like the German soccer leagues are starting up. Like they already started that Bundesliga Series 1. They're already starting. They already had their games last week in front of empty crowds. And I know that La Liga is going to be starting up here shortly as well. So they're going to be getting a lot of dues ready to go right away, and they'll be
Yeah.
good to go. I think that that's awesome that you can see that these guys are just taking that initiative. We're going to go. I'm not saying we don't care, but we got everything together. We got what we needed to know from the government, and they got it passed. We just won't have any fans, and boom, it's already up and it's going, and it's, I think this is already week 2 coming out here.
Yeah, in balls had a comment too about, there's more than just playing and getting them playing. It's logistics and where they're going to play and all that. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, but they've been on the back end. They've been talking for a while. I mean, the Disney thing, like, Disney already moved a whole bunch of people, and then how they were going to house them, if they were going to let families, be in with them, or if they weren't going to. Yeah, there's a lot to figure out. I understand that. I'm not saying that any organization can just go, hey, you know what? Let's just start playing. Let's not have fans and let's just start playing. There's a lot of stuff behind it. I understand that. I get it. It just seems like, I don't know, man. It just seems like, and I know, I bring up UFC, like MMA, UFC, great organization. Dana White's doing amazing things, like being able to get these things going and happen. And I know there's nowhere near as many people, nowhere near the number of people. I understand all of that. But I still think that you have how many people in place, and you would imagine that the NBA and MLB and all these organizations have way more people behind their organization in places to try to figure stuff out and get things worked out and planned. And then you got like people like Disney and them wanting to jump on and doing their end, like to do things. You just think they could get something figured out. Like, I get it. I get it can't be a snap of a finger. I get it can't be in a day, in a month. But this has been going on for a while now, and I just feel like, it's time to start doing something. And I know they keep saying they're gonna, like NBA, well, maybe they're gonna have an answer in the next day or two or whatever. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it goes back to me. It's like the NFL doesn't, you don't hear anything on the NFL besides what's happening in the NFL as far as whatever. It's not, hey, there's any problems or issues with this or anything. Schedules come out. Heck, I can go to Geek Seat or SeatGeek right now, and I can buy preseason tickets for the Vikings game. They're already in there. I can buy them. There's tickets available.
Yeah,
It's just
and
kind of weird, like, it's
one thing I was going to say about the NFL though is with the players union and them cutting down on practices and all that, like they cut down on all that stuff. Like I mean, not saying that it's anywhere close to what normal practice is, but I can like we're obviously using Zoom right now. You could have a Zoom classroom of all the NFL guys at their houses running over playbook, especially for rookies, because all you have to have is like a trainer being able to send them workouts, making sure they're obviously being accountable. But obviously, you can do that and then have maybe receivers just meet up with the quarterback. You don't need all the linemen there. You can just have, like you can split those up. And I think that's what the NFL is doing a little bit more is you're able to do those things in football where other sports you kind of have to work more as like a full team has to be there together. I think that
right.
might be a reason why football's doing okay because the receivers, running backs, quarterback, yeah, that can be separate. The linebackers and the defensive tackles and all those guys
Right.
on the line, they
Right.
can all be separate. You can be all separate because, like, if you're a D lineman, you don't care what the safeties are doing. You don't care what the corners are doing.
Right.
Like, kind of my thought process is you don't need to be, like, they have their own rooms for practice, right? They even have, like, a quarterback room.
Right.
It's like 3 people. You're fine.
Right.
You can be 6 feet apart, or you can just be on a call. So that's kind of my thoughts on the NFL one and why that's a little different. But in basketball, you can't really do that. You need to run the plays with your teammates every single time, all 5. Usually, like you have to be almost all together.
Right.
And that's another thing too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what do we got seeing in the chat? Sorry, I'm trying to get. I have 8 things going on right now at once. Still trying to scramble other things like work and stuff. But I'm not a fan of Disney. They have a hand in almost every aspect of our lives. If you look at, yeah, I mean it's true, right? It's kind of like the monopoly thing. You know, the rich
Hmm.
get richer and the poor get poorer, right? You
Of
can't
course.
fix stupid. Mark Ewan spoke about the Disney process on the Pat McAfee show. Yeah, well, that'd be. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to watch that show, but that'd be interesting to see what they're talking about or what they're saying. So I'm just trying to catch up on chat real quick. So I was out.
Yeah, no. Um, yeah, I find it interesting that they said that Vegas is opening up, I think, here shortly. Um,
That what?
and I'm sure I think I saw somewhere that Vegas is opening up shortly here, like all of like those. I'm not sure even there's a casino around here that's opening up, so that's what I
Yeah,
mean. That's
Mystic
open.
Lake. Mystic Lake is open. That's like 20 minutes from me, half an hour from me.
Yeah, and I think that's weird because if you can allow that, you know, a lot of people with all this money that they're getting from being unemployed or whatever, they're gonna probably go there, right? They're gonna probably be a crap ton of people there. And I know the NFL was talking about Vegas being maybe a possible spot for um, for them to like do like a kind of like a bubble thing, like to kind of have all of their people housed in that. Obviously, it switched over to Disney, but I really don't know another spot you could really do it, right? Where we can have all that type of hotels that are all ran by the same place, where you'd have to have so many people sign off on being able to run things through them. So I agree. I don't like that Disney's in everything, but you kind of need a guy or a group that does have that type of power to be able to just say, "Hey, we're gonna just focus our stuff on that." You know,
Right. Right.
it's tough. It really is tough to kind of get this all to work.
If they want, they can make it. I'm just trying to see what everybody's saying here. So anyway, yeah. I mean, anything else that you want to touch on that's kind of lingering over? Anything on the sports card hobby side, the hobby in general?
No, I just think that this is like a time for people to buy their actual PC cards because I just bought a Julio for probably about $150 cheaper than what it was like 3 weeks ago. Because everybody is just buying the heck out of Topps Project. That's one thing I will say is it is definitely lowering the prices on everything else
Yeah,
because everybody's literally just focusing all their money and all their attention on that.
all in.
Yeah, like everybody's throwing all their money at it. I have a buddy of mine that he got into it pretty early. He's like, I'm just gonna like literally max my cards out, and then I'll be able to sell them and get all my money back, and then I'll still have a profit there, which he can do because he invested early, so he has some of the early ones that are pretty nice payments. But I'm saying right now for when I usually talk myself with you guys with the whole investment and prospects and stuff, you're not going to have a better time to buy it for these guys because, like I said, there's really nobody spending all their money on their PCs versus this top project. This top project is just taking over everything.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like we said, like we already kind of really touched on it. We already kind of went through it. We already spent time on it earlier in the section, but that's kind of the it's kind of like the main focus right now as far as the hobby is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was something else I was going to talk about on the NBA. Well, I don't remember what it was now. Lost thoughts, man. I just got a lot going on. I've
Oh,
been busy.
oh, I do have one for you. So I just saw. So obviously, Topps Project does it their own way, where it's just a set price, and that's what the print run is.
Right.
Saw that National Treasures basketball for this year is a Dutch auction type. Um, you know what those are, right?
Yes.
For the cards on Panini site.
Yeah, they do that with everything now. It seems like it's
Yeah,
just
unfortunately, it wasn't Mosaic, or else I might have actually got a box from there actually, but I had to buy it off eBay. But they were saying that it's starting at 30,000 is the starting bid. Obviously, no one's gonna bid at that,
right.
but you could. you could really see these things going for a price that we've never seen a box
Well,
go before.
are they? Yeah, it's the first off the line, right?
Yeah, they start at 30,000, I think. But I'm not sure if it's first off the line or if it's just the regular
I think
ones.
they're doing first off the line now, like an NBA first off the line
Oh yeah,
box
yeah,
as
they
well
they
for
have those
national treasures.
with
For
those.
national
Yeah,
treasures, though, like that, I don't think has been a thing before. Like people were pointing it out, like when they first saw it, like saw images of it in the box, and like, wow, this thing is going to be another thing that's just going to be a big high dollar product.
the
Just
thing
to
is though is you just dropped Mosaic or whatever. It's been out, but in retail, like this is literally gonna become junk wax era again because they are just putting too much in retail. You can't put retail on all this stuff, or else you're just gonna kill it. You're just
right.
gonna. They're just obviously trying to make a buck, which is fine. That's how business works. But you're just gonna become less. There's just gonna be so much more of the cards. Like I'm seeing people buying like $1,500 worth of retail and they're able to still flip it and obviously make their money, which is smart. I mean, I'm not dissing those guys, but like you have to cap it at some point. You have to cut it and just like say we're only gonna sell this much. You can't just throw 5 million cellos out there of Mosaic. It's just like just unrealistic, and it just is now they're gonna drop another one directly after it for even more money. Like you just hit a lot of people for a lot of money already. It's literally just targeted to breakers. It really is.
So here's what I'm going to read off kind of the. So NBA commissioner so has just informed teams that there will not be a formal vote on any plan to resume the 1920 season during Friday's conference call with the league's board of governors. There appears to be growing momentum, which you already know, towards a return to play. On Saturday, the NBA confirmed it had held explanatory talks about finishing, which you already knew about the Disney thing. But yeah, so 100% sure we're going to play. So analyst Barkley, in a radio appearance Monday, said he was 100% sure that they were going to play, citing conversation with television network bosses at Turner. So, interesting.
Yeah, there's a
Interesting.
lot of people that have a lot of different opinions on this whole thing, but obviously, I would love to see him come back and make it happen. But what I hope is it's not like not saying I don't like the national, but the national, pushing it to December. I just think they should just wait till the next year. Like if they get
Well,
too far
yeah,
in,
yeah.
if they get too far behind and they're pushing in so like basketball is competing with football, like if it's that far backed up, like is it even worth it? Obviously, I want to see them play. I want to see them finish, but like baseball, if they're only going to play like 40 games,
So,
is it
do,
even doing it?
so that's another question. So, even though there's been no talks of the NFL and the NFL besides the draft where they held it, where respecting the distancing and everything else, and nobody around, everybody at home, whatever. Do you truly feel like the NFL season starts on time? Everything goes as normal, besides probably not fans in the stadium, though. And that's another thing I don't understand. Why am I able to buy tickets? Why would they be, once the schedule is released, why would they even put them out to be available? Are they just trying to get people to pay money so then they're getting more revenue come in, and then they're like, oh, there's not going to be fans, so here you go. But now you're going to have to wait money. So now they're sitting on your money. I mean, it's just a thought, but it just seems kind of strange to me.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is. Like I said, I think they're thinking, oh, we have enough time to buy. So like in 3 months, you're gonna know everything you need to know about all these sports and what they do for their precautions. So I'm thinking football is just gonna say, let's just improvise when it gets closer. That's literally all I can think of because if
Just
COVID
seems
is like
crazy to
as
me.
it is and it's 6 feet apart, like you could just sit people 6 feet apart or something. But I also understand that there's a lot more things about the virus that I don't know. I know it's it you could just be a non symptom carrier.
Yeah. But
So
then, but then you got the whole. I mean, then everything would have to be so monitored. Like, so if you had, if that's if that's how they rolled it, I mean, think about it. If they're like, okay, we're gonna abide by the 6 foot rule, we're gonna have people in the stands 6 feet apart. Okay, then what happens? Are they not able to go to the bathroom and multiple people get up? Oh, hey, you gotta have so many people like standing to monitor 6 feet apart from each person. Oh no, this person's walking right now. You're not 6 feet apart. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna
Yeah.
let some leniency, like some leniency for certain things and situational, if you want to call it, then you pretty much can't either just you fully do it or you don't do it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like as far as like the whole 6 foot rule and this and that, and I don't know, man. It seems it's just so weird, man. It's just so weird. It's just the NFL just doesn't. It just seems like they're just like, hey, man, we're rolling, we're going, let's go. But then everybody else is just, what do we do? And I know that the NBA, I know that the NHL were in season, and I know it's a factor of if they start back, how do they do it? How do they start back? They have all that going, like Balls touched on earlier. But still, it's weird. It's so weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking that with how much money the NFL has,
They go what?
they'll probably be able to figure something out. They have a lot of smarter people than I am on.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're not gonna figure it out. I mean, we're just throwing out our thoughts here. I mean, again, everything we say here is just opinions, just things we're thinking. As we
Yeah,
talk,
yeah.
we're not saying we're right. We're not saying we're wrong. We're not saying we know. We're giving you guys our viewpoints, our opinions, with you guys being involved and being able to interact as well in chat. Just talking about what's going on. Cuban talks about fans on that episode 2. Transportation to and from arena now may be part of experience. That has got to be absolutely I mean, that's crazy, man. How do they do this? What's up, Cyclone Pack Ripper? How you doing, Rich? Good to see you, buddy. Magnus is in the house. Good to see you, man. Missed some of you guys. Jim F. Sorry, guys. Missed like multitasking here while I stream as well. Jeff V is in the house. I missed you earlier. Good to see you in here, brother. Happy to see you made a stream. Airtime. Any golf talk yet? Tiger hit every fairway in a driving rain. Quite impressive. Tiger hit every fairway in a driving rain. Quite impressive.
Yeah, but that was Tiger's home course though, so it's like, I could see him doing that. That's why I thought those teams should have been switched. I thought Tiger should have been with Brady personally because that's Tiger's home course. Him and I believe Thomas as well. That was his home course with them. So Tiger is on a team with a retired football player, and Phil is with a guy who's still playing. So it's like you should have definitely switched that up because I heard Manning's like a 5 handicap, which is pretty dang good. I mean, Brady held his own, but like I said, Tiger's own spot and a guy who plays a lot more.
Right.
I feel like those teams should have been split because Brady's probably good, but Manning probably just has a lot more games under.
Yeah, Balls. I'm definitely gonna check that episode out for sure. What's up, hobbyist? How you doing, man? BCC or the BBC? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. So we have UFC as well this weekend, right? We got a UFC event. Who's on that card?
Oh
Do you
gosh,
know?
I have to look on it, but I saw there was, I think there's another title up for it, up there, and I saw quite a few big names on that card. Let me just take a peek here because I
So
know
it's at the Apex. Yeah, which is in Vegas. So they are back
yeah,
in
it's
Vegas.
Woodley's. It's Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns. That's who it is. I love Woodley, man. Woodley's a stud. It's gonna be such a good match. I don't think Burns is gonna win, man. It's gonna be tough for him. Woodley's a monster. He is so good.
Yeah,
He is so good.
he's and he's been around. I mean, he's been around for a while. It's still just funny to me though when you look at any of these fighters and you look at their records. Not funny, but it's always crazy because when you look and you see like, let's see, let's pull up my guy Donald here. Let's see how many fights and stuff he has because yeah, he holds the record, and it doesn't even seem like he's really that old because he came on at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboy. Let me get his record here real quick. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Cerrone? Yeah,
Yeah.
Cerrone's been fighting.
Well, he holds the record for most fights, but
Yeah,
36. It's just that's what I was trying to make a point on. Like when you look at these guys, they're like 18-4, 18-3-1, which is still a lot of fights, like pro fights. That doesn't mean that they fought in the UFC all those fights. It was just under a pro. It was a pro fight, at a smaller venue, whatever, as well. But 36, 13, 0-1. That's insane, guys. That's absolutely insane. 40 fights, 40 pro fights, and he's 23-10 in the UFC. So he had 7 pro fights outside of the UFC, which is just crazy, just absolutely crazy. But
I mean, it's gonna be tough to beat that Harris card. That Harris card was really good.
That
was a really, really bad. Like I said, that might have been one of the worst judgings I've seen in a long time because there was like 3 matches that should have probably went the other way.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how this one goes, and if they put different judges. Obviously, there probably will be different judges, but I'm curious what they do with it because they got a lot of heat. There's a lot of those guys. Angela Hill definitely was one of them. She should have won that match. Like she destroyed her in the 3rd round, and in the 2nd round she was on top for like a full minute. So that's 2 rounds that should have gone to her. 2-1, you win. And then a person said that she got unanimously beat. Yeah, all right, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What hobbyist? I'm not sure what you mean by what is this onside kick thing. Onside kick. I'm not sure what that comment means, brother. You gotta be a little more specific or detailed so we know exactly what you're trying to say. Jim F's got the Soto greater than Acuna. What's your take on that comment from my man Jim F? What's your opinion?
I don't think so, personally, just because if you're looking at a full player and probably what he brings to that team, like you're batting Acuna probably 1. You could bat Acuna 1, and he can still steal you 40 bases. Soto can't affect you on the bases. I think he only had like 12. 10 to 15 steals. Acuna almost had 40. I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously there's a lot of time in both of their careers, but Acuna is a straight 5-tool player right now. He plays a great outfield too, so it's really hard to find a hole in his game besides strikeouts. But even Soto strikes out; they both strike out.
Yeah. So the comment about the onside kick, apparently they're changing the onside kick rule.
I am not sure about that one.
Rule proposed to get rid of it. So thoughts on it? Well, we can just talk about it. So it's basically it'd just be them eliminating the onside kick rule, right?
Oh, that's an interesting. Yeah,
that is very interesting.
Matt says instead of an onside kick, the trailing team could attempt the 4th and 15 from the 25 if they convert the first down. They keep the ball. That would be cool. I think that promotes more action in the game, which is what people want.
That's what they're trying to. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But
in the XFL, I really liked their option for kickoffs too. So I'm thinking the NFL is going to have quite a few changes this upcoming season because I thought the XFL did a pretty good job. I mean, obviously they fell under, but I thought they had a few things that the NFL should definitely take and use.
Right. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I'm not. You want my opinion on the whole thing is I don't know why you. I mean, I get you try to change rules and change things to try to make there more action and make it more competitive, make it whatever. But I think you personally stick with The rules the way they are. Rules were rules, right? So I'm not a big fan of, it's just like anytime they go and change things. Yes, it may be better for the game or greater for the game, and I know as times change, we got to innovate. Things are changing. But in my personal opinion, just keep things the way they are. And like Ball says, he doesn't see them changing it. It's a proposal. It's in review. It's not anything that's like, hey, they're gonna do it or they're gonna change it. So let's hit on tackles. It's for player safety. I get that, Jeff, but at the same time, what's up, Chad? How you doing? Welcome to Zoe Zone, brother. So at the same time, I mean, just as much could happen, like during any of these during this play, right on the 15 or 25 or whatever. It could be worse. I mean, contact's contact. Football is a contact sport. I mean, it's the way it is, right? A lot of parents nowadays are not allowing their children to play football or won't let them play football anymore. It's not like it was 15, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. As these tests come out more and more on this, the brain injuries, the head injuries, turning into your brain turning into squash, and I mean, look at like Dolman and some other guys, just to name a few, just more recent, that have had bad impacts where their health just went down the drain from that. I don't know. I mean, it's a contact sport. I mean, what are you going to do? Is the next proposal going to be to play flag football and not have contact anymore? I mean, I'm serious.
I mean, it's going to get to that point. It's going to get pretty close to that until they like draw a line. Like, there's got to be some sort of line, right? Because like my favorite thing is, I don't remember who was talking about it. It might have been Chad Ochocinco. Like when Chad Ochocinco was talking about like his early part of his career and how this, like, somebody must have beat one of his records or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't compare when I started to when or what this guy's doing now, because it's not comparable. Because if any of these dudes go across the middle and get popped, they get a 15-yard penalty, or this dude's ejected, right?
Right.
But he's going across the middle and has to deal with Ray Lewis, and Ray Lewis could literally knock you out in a second if he wanted, and there'd be nothing. It's just that's how it was played. Like there's such a big difference in like your Jordan LeBron debate, where it's like, oh, there's different eras. Like we're seeing an era completely change already, and it's just like over just rules, because these rules are completely changing everything.
Airtime says, and then again, I still don't like DH. Do can't do by me. Airtime's not a fan of the designated hitter.
He doesn't like the designated hitter?
Yeah, but then again, I still don't like DH.
I don't know. I think just like I said, the way the MLB is going, where they're like, oh, we want more home runs, we want to see more runs on the board. If you say that you want the DH in there, right? They want. I wouldn't be surprised if they just make it universal, because who's the last couple pitchers? I know I think it was Roy Halladay had one. Jimmy Nelson for the Brewers had one where they get hurt on the base pass. Like that, you don't want that. You want your best guys out there, right?
Right.
And if it's going to happen, I think that it's going to go universal probably. I do understand that they want the pitchers. It definitely gives the NL an advantage when they're in the World Series, but I don't know. The way that they're changing like the baseball even too, it just all kind of leads up to everybody having to do.
Yeah. All right, what was the other comment I was going to touch on? Oh, Airtime loves your Ocho Cinco reference. He said, I love it. He was a nut. Wording in the contract will change. Players will sign waivers eventually. I agree. I believe that Balls also did say on the onside kick thing, going back to that, it does take away from special teams. Obviously, yeah, I totally.
Yeah, you might have to cut some rosters down then too.
Yeah. So now we're gonna start having less players on teams as well. More sports cuts. Now your guys like your Adam Thielens, right, who made who made his team or made his come up on a practice squad on special teams, and then eventually in special teams, and then getting himself. And now that talent that was hidden, it wasn't completely hidden because he was an NFL player, right? He's a professional player. He was on a practice squad and whatever. But that, I would say, that higher end, close to elite talent, right? Because he's probably a top 15 receiver, 15, 20 receiver in the NFL. And I might be biased. Maybe, yeah, I'd say top 15. Probably around, if I were to list receivers, I'd probably say he's around 13, 14-ish over the last couple of years. I'm not saying career numbers like all the years. I'm saying in the last couple of years since he's actually been able to shine and show what he has. But you wouldn't get guys like that. There's many other players that have come along too that came from special teams and finally got their spot by earning their way up there. So I don't know that we want to take that away, or cut back less either. So, all right. You got anything else, man? We're approaching an hour here, so anything else you want to touch on tonight?
Not on that. I think the hobby's just going. I saw that the trout went for 950K, right?
Yeah.
The red trout went for 950. I saw the Jordan rookie PSA 10 eclipse a 100,000. I think it hit 100,000 for that.
It's just insane.
Like I like, and I think that it's great for us because us as a hobby, we were a hobby. This whole thing, like we were a hobby before this blow up, before this pandemic, and I think this rewards you, like you, the curve. We were ahead of everybody doing it,
right.
So it's like, I think hats off to everybody who everybody's in it, and we've been able to find such great people in this hobby. There's been so many good people I met through this, and now there's just gonna be more and more. So one thing I will say is be a little bit more skeptical because a lot of these people probably are first time. So it's like, if you are getting into it, definitely don't just try to throw out some sales and stuff. I would definitely try to work your way.
Yeah, that's a great points. Yeah, Scovs. That is a definitely good point right there.
Because when I just bought one of the first trouts from the top set. I don't remember what it was, but I talked to this guy. I've seen his name around, and so I'm like, I know you have a reputation. It's a good reputation. And if you're in it for long enough, people just start to trust you and start to be like, oh, I've seen your stuff. Or like sometimes people will give me a little better deal because they know I'll pay or they'll know I'll send it and I will do everything I can to make sure it's there.
Right.
So it's like make sure if you are just getting into it now just because of the project, or if you're even a longer person in the hobby, just be skeptical because there are so many new people. That you just gotta kind of work your way. Like this is like me going on year 2.5 of YouTube and close to 2 years on Instagram/Twitter. So it's like it takes a while for you to build that up to the point where people find you credible or people find you enough, like a good enough person in the hobby or reputable enough to have you start buying stuff or doing auctions and stuff, because that just doesn't come overnight.
No, and that's a good point. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, and you could take that over into like, if you're somebody who does YouTube or has a channel that actually is trying to build it or do content, get active, get involved in community members, their streams, say stuff in the chats, actually interact, say, hey, how's it going to people, ask, try to get to know people a little bit better, and then build from there. Don't just go into streams, and especially a new community, and be like, oh, hi, I'm trying to get more subs, or hey, can anybody sub me, or can we do a sub for sub thing, or this or that. No, try to get to know people. Get people that want to just, they're like, hey, this dude is cool, or I like this guy, I like interacting with them. Oh, he's got a channel? They go check you out and they find you and then they just do it. I mean, that's the way to do it. And then those types of people are going to show up, whenever you got something going on that they enjoy or they like to watch. So definitely same type of thing. Don't, it comes off as like you're really just there to try to sell something, or you're just there
Yeah.
really just to, you know, to get something from somebody. You should just be
Yeah.
there to want to enjoy it and enjoy the entertainment factor. Um, I was talking about this as well a little bit. Actually, I popped into, and I watch a lot of different breakers. I try to get in whenever I can. Obviously, BITG a lot. I usually pop in later in the evenings during the week and stuff with Classic Pack Breaks, who I'm going to be, little plug to throw out there here. I'm going to be interviewing them tomorrow. We're going to do the in-depth with Defness that was supposed to happen Monday, but due to the holiday, we just couldn't coordinate schedules and make it work with the right times. So tomorrow
Hmm.
at 5 p.m., we'll be doing in-depth with ClassicPackBreaks.com. But we were talking about a little bit about this, like they open packs, so it's fun for me to go into there, and it's a different change of pace than just watching the breaks all the time, which are fun and entertaining for me. I love it. I love BITG. I love all the other breakers out there, Midwest Box Breaks, Rippin' Gypsy, all you guys. And Rippin' is even fun in a different level too, because they do more of the mem stuff now. It's not much card breaks, it's more mem, which is always exciting to see what they're going to pull. Are they going to pull another Kobe Bryant signed jersey, right? Are they going to pull another Joe Montana autoed helmet? What are they going to pull out of there? But Classic Back Breaks, you're always constantly seeing different product being opened like this. Like, right? Because it's not like a 3-box break where you're getting 12 packs out of one box, and it's fun. What are you going to get out of there? What are you going to pull? But you're getting like 1988 basketball, right? Basketball, looking
Hmm.
for Jordans and stuff from like 88. And then all of a sudden now you're on to 2020 select baseball, a couple packs of that, whoever ordered, because people are ordering a variety of things. It's just all over the place. And my point of this whole thing is try to look at the hobby as much as you can to keep it fun, as entertainment as it's supposed to be, right? And again, you don't have to purchase things. You don't have to buy things. You
Hmm.
can simply go and watch.
Yeah.
There's a ton of times I'll go to like Classics stream and I won't buy anything, like, because I'm just glued in watching all the different stuff. And then there's times where I'm like, man, I should buy now because they're pulling this, and I don't. But I can't buy everything and be into every break. But just there are some things to kind of notes to touch on. Just have
Yeah.
fun. Look at it as entertainment. You don't hit things. You don't get hits.
Hmm.
It's the name of the game. You're not gonna get hits all the time. That's just the way it is. I mean, we're not gonna get the Acuna rookies. We're not gonna get the Wander autos all the time. We're not gonna get the Evan White Bowman autos. Wink, wink. We're not gonna get any of that kind of stuff. Every time that we're in breaks, that's just not the way it is. But if you look at it from a different angle and you just try to enjoy it, you'll have fun. And that's what it's supposed to about. The stressing, if you're stressing over not hitting stuff, if you're stressing about, man, I have to hit something this time, and if I don't, I gotta
Yeah.
leave the hobby.
Yeah.
You're
No, that's
not you're not doing it for the right reasons, like, at all.
that's the.
You're not in it for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
it's the getaway, it's the fun, it's the escape from reality and everything else going on in your life. It should be fun.
Oh,
So,
that's the same with DFS too. You can't just say, "Hey, if I don't
yes.
this money, I can't eat." It's like it's fun. It's supposed to be like a hobby. It's supposed to be like that, and that's what I said is like when I see all these people in your live streams and all this, like they genuinely like care. They ask you how your day's going. Like I like seeing that more than just like people pop in and they see your title saying whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, they'll just pretty much copy your title and
Yeah.
just post it in there." Like there's so many good people in here, and there's so you just gotta find something that you're different. Find something that's different about you, that people want to see. So like I just did my first break last week, and I'm literally going card for card because it's like this is so awesome. Like I would never have thought I'd be able to do
Right.
this 2 years ago. I never thought I'd do it 2 years ago.
Right.
people would want me to open their cards for them and get them all out there. And yeah, it was awesome. And I'll probably do it again because thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought that like I can at least bring a different energy to it because I just, it's just different to me than like a big box breaker who gets these all the time. You know, they get
Right.
these one all the time. You know, it's just you find something that you like or find a different. Like a lot of people had different perspectives in here. Like
Yeah.
obviously, Twins fan, Brewer fan, everything. They all just come together. And that's what makes this hobby so wild and so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then and then Crazy doing his thing during the day, doing his sorting and his team stuff. And again, yes, Jim hits it right on the head. People first, cards second. I mean, really, that's you know, anybody that most people that interact in the streams within all the different chat rooms and people that are in here and in this community and everything else, which float around in a lot of others like BITG and Jimmy Guns, Gun Show, and all them, Eloy, maybe Midwest Box Breaks, all them, Rippin' Gypsy, all those guys. Most that are interacting, you see interacting, I would say, are really, in my opinion, are there, for the interactions and whatnot. And then if they get into something, hoping, everybody hopes they can hit. They hit that you want to hit. I mean, right? That's what you want to do. But again, just try to look at it as an entertainment. Yeah, and entertainment could be skewed in with the whole, like that could be part of the interactions in chat and with whoever's hosting or whoever's on the stream as well, to get those interactions in. And Balls posts it right there again to let everybody know, man, it's where cardboard meets community, and that's truly what it's about, man. I mean, it is more about the community. So yeah, I mean, you got anything else you want to hit on? Or
I don't really have anything else. I think that was good. I'm moving back down to Milwaukee tomorrow, so I'll be back down in
nice.
next time you see me on a live stream. I'll be probably in my room there, so it'll look a little different than the big man cave that we got down there.
We got NASCAR tonight too, for anyone who says that's sports, whether they think it's sports or not sports. But there is NASCAR. It got postponed last night. I kind of freaked out for a minute because I finally got a chance to turn it on last night, and I didn't know it was postponed yet. I didn't look at my phone or look at anything on the computer. It was after I did the interview with Eric Hecker, and again, I want to talk about that for a second too before I go into the NASCAR thing. Again, guys, ripping for the cure. Eric Hecker, Rippin' Gypsy, a bunch of us, Midwest Box Breaks, Card Warehouse, Eloy the Goat Breaks, Minuteman Tickets, Scott, Jimmy Guns, myself, Buck City Breaks. We're all, and then we got K-Dub, we got Tyler Murphy, we got Al Pennington, and Timothy Ahern. I mean, those are just people that stick out because they've been selling a lot of stuff to donate big chunks of money. Anybody who's contributed, anybody who's helped out, we appreciate it. We love it. I think I put the links in the bottom, the direct link, and then the one for the Rippin' for the Cure too. So it's for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Tuesday will be the auction, the big auction with Defness, to raise as much money as we possibly can. Shout out to Steve Aarons. He's apparently sending a crap ton. He says this mail day is going to blow your mind, and it's a donation to sell cards. It's going to be like a big box or a box or two full of like crazy cards for the auction. And then we got Buck City Chris, who is throwing in those two cards, Darius Leonard Flawless Rookie Auto to 5.
Oh, damn.
And a Lamar Jackson Spectra RPA to 25. He's donated personally himself, which I've told Rippin' Gypsy and them that I would auction it for them during the auction on Tuesday night. So, guys, again, and then there's a lot of other things happening too. June 13th. This Saturday, me and Guns do the pack battle, which you guys may have bought packs for. The Team Def versus Team Guns. We're gonna have 30 packs. There's 15 on each side. We basically pick from our team. We pick the best pack, and then you know, whoever gets it gets it's a $20 credit, I believe, to Rip and Gypsy, I think is where it is. But the winner also gets that on top of their cards that they got from their packs. So that'll be happening Saturday, and then the 13th, they'll be doing, you know, that's June 13th is when the whole random will be for all the donations, the $50 plus donations will get random. You could possibly win a piece of memorabilia, which is going to be pretty sweet. So just had to throw that plug out there. I know, but we're really trying to do something good for a good cause. So if you could, if you would, if you just even spread the word, we'd appreciate it. And then, yeah, NASCAR. So I get off and I go to turn the race on, and I see like Clint Boyer is crashed. They're like interviewing him. They're like, he's already crashed. It's like, I don't know how many laps apparently in. And I'm like, what in the heck? I'm like, I thought my lineups were just screwed. Come to find out, I look in the corner of the TV. It says the race is postponed. So I was like,
Yeah.
woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Oh, you did DFS NASCAR?
Oh, yeah, man. I do it all, brother.
Yeah, I've been.
Did the race start yet? You should get a lineup in. Be a degenerate. Do it. Come on. We're all doing it.
I do. I do KBO. I actually still do some.
It did start already.
Yeah, so I've been doing.
Yeah, I did some KBO. I played one day. Played one day at KBO because that's the only time I've had any time to look in anything because I've been too busy. It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I think I just doubled up whatever I played. I didn't play much. I played like $10, but because I didn't know what I didn't know. You know, I've never done this. I'm like, I'll just do it. Look at a few things and do whatever. Oh, it hasn't officially started, so, but I think they're about to. It's probably locked, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I can't wait for DFS to come back.
I know. I think we all can't wait. What up, Bobby? How you doing, brother, man? We're just getting to the tail end of this. Pretty much getting ready to end and go off. Again, back in the game. BITG should be live soon. Classic Pack Breaks, I think, said they might do another run again. They were on earlier this afternoon for a couple hours. I saw Bobby in chat then. I popped in real quick at like 2 o'clock or sometime around there, and then I muted it because I had gotten too busy. But good to see you, Bobby, man. Hope you're doing well. Derby City's in the house as well. Seeing if I missed anybody else that snuck in here just recently. But yeah, so we got NASCAR. Sterling, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. We did talk a little bit about the minor leaguers earlier, Sterling, about them cutting, 1,000 or so minor leaguers and more coming. We did touch on that earlier in the stream. So again, tomorrow night, I'm gonna let you talk about what you got going on here in a second. Tomorrow night, I will be doing the In Depth with Defness at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will have Classic Pack Breaks on. We'll be taking a deeper look, diving in on the Andrew and Ryan over there, kind of letting you guys get an idea and get to know them a little bit better, and they'll be able to show you kind of some of the stuff they have to offer over there. Just it's a fun group, it's a fun community. So that's doing what I got to do. So that's what I have on tap. Scov, so what do you got coming up here? Anything exciting? Anything going on?
Yeah, I got a few. Like I said, I'm moving back down to Milwaukee. So we got that. We got a couple pretty big cards coming in this week. So next week you'll see. I'll have to show those off to you. I'll probably put those on Instagram and Twitter beforehand, but you're definitely super excited for those to get in here. And also might be doing a break. I thought the first one went really well. Just did that strictly through Instagram. And then I have another box of Bowman Hobby that I might throw up for a break, which would be pretty cool. So,
I'm surprised you haven't ripped that already. I would have gorilla ripped that already.
I ripped one. I did rip one already. I bought two.
I would have gorilla ripped it, buddy. It would have been all over. It would have been done.
Yeah. It's just, some of this stuff is just crazy. Like, this is what's wild to me is you're seeing Dominguez base paper go for more than Acuna's rookie. Like, that's where it just cuts it off. So I'm gonna sell I got one Dominguez out of it, so I'm gonna have to sell that because it's going for like $40, and Acuna is going for like 18 or something. Crazy the amount of money in that stuff.
I like to see the balls is going. Denny Hamlin, baby. Then we got some Harvick and Kyle Busch. Hey guys, stopping by to hit the. I appreciate it, Paul. Man, I thank you for popping in. At least I know everybody's busy. Times some people are probably just getting off of work. We just try to start a little early so we don't interfere with others like BITG and them. And if Classic or anyone else goes live on Thursday night, oh, we got Rip and Gypsy will be live too, but they're later. They usually don't start till it's 8 or 9 o'clock. I always get the hours mixed up, but don't they will be live as well. They'll be back tonight live as well. So another good place to hang out as always. You know,
yeah. I don't think I've ever checked any of their stuff out. Really, I don't think so. I'll have to definitely go take a
yeah,
look over
check them out, man. Check them all
Rip and
out,
Gypsy.
man. Yep, check them all out. You know, try to jump around. Zach, shout out to you, man, for getting that video figured out. My last mail day video with the intro and doing the new intro. So, guys, if you guys need any kind of work for your YouTube or anything, intros or any kind of editing or anything, Zach Sports Cards. Zach is the man. Deafness approved for sure. So show him some love. Yeah, nothing in my shop that is PAX survives. It all gets ripped, which is why I'll never be a breaker. Can't. Yeah, man. I just gorilla rip everything. Cray. The same thing, man. And you guys always pop in during the week. Monday through Friday is like 10 or 11 is crazy. And then on Saturdays, just in the afternoon, he's doing little auctions now. Late morning, early afternoon. No problem, bro. Zach, I also have to talk to you about something. I'll hit you up after I get off stream. So something.
Does he charge for those? Because I would definitely, if he doesn't charge, or if he does charge,
so here's
I'll reach out to him because I need an intro.
So here's the things. Here's how Zach operates. All right. So I'm like, Zach, bro, what do I owe you? You know, as he's doing these things for me, what do I owe you? And he goes, nothing, bro. And I'm like, no, that's not how I operate. That's not how I work. So I've been getting him like break credits and different auctions I gave him a team in the BITG's break. So if he tells you, I don't know, maybe he's gonna have pricing set now because we're starting to get his name out there. Maybe, but if he tells you, if Zach tells you, and I said this before, if he tells you nothing, man, I'm happy to do it.
Oh yeah, I'll get him some sponsors.
And I'm not saying this just to you. I'm saying this to everybody out there that's watching this. Don't take advantage of him, please. Please pay him some way or some form for his time and his services. So
yeah,
absolutely.
It's a great talent to have, and I could send him something. I'm sure I got something over here that you want.
Yeah, well, you can always hit up me. I can get you his email, or if you get in contact
definitely.
with him, whatever. So
shoot me that email for sure. I definitely reach out to him.
Yeah. All right, fellas. I think that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night. I don't think I have anything really else. I apologize, guys. These are gonna get better as the weeks go. I'm gonna have hopefully more time personally myself, and maybe Scovs may or may not have a little more time to look into some things too. But we've been doing this on the fly, like fly on these Thursdays. So there's not a lot of time for us to do a lot of planning just because of our work life and just life in general. That's what I'm getting at. So he says everything I do is free, man. Just email me. So just make sure you guys take care of them, okay?
Oh yeah.
So and I know you would. I'm just saying in general, and I'm hoping anybody else in here would. But if somebody's watching this later or something and they contact him, just even if he tells you free, do the right thing. Even if it's you ask him what his PC is, or you contact him if he does something for you and you send him some PC love, whatever it is, just take care of the guy. Take care of the guy. So, Mikey Sevens, my man Mikey Sevens in the house. Get the Soto 18 update and all these, and then sell those. Sweet. Sell. My phone's trying to blow up all of a sudden. It's a little late for that. So, all right, guys. I want to appreciate Scovs again for joining me on another Thursday night edition. This is going to be officially called Sports Talk with Scovs every Thursday. Again, it's going to get better. It'll be more planned out. It'll be more. This was really just on the fly. I mean, in fact, I was supposed to have the link to him. I usually get him the link 10 minutes before 5 if 5 were going on. I was literally sending him the link at like 4:59, and I was still scrambling like before we were trying to go live. So. Anyway, no apologies needed. They've been great. You both do a great job. Yeah, it can get better though, Jim. I appreciate it. You know, it's a lot we're gonna continue to work on. So I will see you guys in the other streams, if you will, BITG, probably later on to a Classic Pack Breaks and Rip and Gypsy. They're all live tonight. So make sure you get over there and show them love. Again, tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, the In-Depth with Defness with my men, Andrew and Ryan from ClassicPackBreaks.com. And then I'm hoping Saturday works out to where we can do Fort Snelling, Saturday IRL at Fort Snelling, because the weather has not cooperated the last few weeks. So we haven't been able to do that. But you guys all have a good night. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace. Peace and love.
See you guys.